Achieving goals, easier said than done. I can talk about my experience, and for what that's worth, that's pretty much all I've got. But I'm going to give it to you because I care for people and I want the best for everybody in this life because I believe it's possible that everyone can achieve whatever they feel in a life. And of course, that's different for each individual. Not every individual is the same. What works for me and what I'm here to do is different to the person looking at this. But from my experience, there's been certain ingredients that I have adapted and I've applied that has eventually got me to the destination of the imagination that I have. Call it dreams, call it visions, call it a feeling, call it whatever you want. I think every human possesses that within their soul that they see and they imagine and they look at, and at some time and some point in their life, we've all done it. I'm assuming, and I'm assuming that's not far off the mark. But again, I could be wrong. I can't speak for everybody else. The first thing that comes to mind for me is persistence. Without the persistence, there's no petrol in the tank. The persistence gets you over the hurdles. The persistence gets you over the obstacles and the setbacks and the hard times and the challenges in one's life while attempting to climb the Everest in your life towards your dream. Without having persistence or not knowing that it's going to take persistence, the alternative is to stop. And that's appealing. Stopping is appealing through my experience, because when I've been at those crossroads, I can see where you don't have to deal with what I just mentioned, the setbacks, the challenges, the obstacles, the people, the opinions. It goes on and on. The heartache, the disappointment. It's easy to go back into a shell that you're familiar with and go, well, that's too hard. I'll just I'll stop. And that wasn't meant for me. It's I get that it's not for me. And because it's not for me, that's okay. I'll just do something else, and that's okay too. And everything is okay in everybody's life. Everything's okay in my life. But if you want to learn something more about coming to those crossroads where you have a vision and a dream, and you arrive at that point where everybody's going to arrive at those challenges. There's not a story in this universe of somebody who has ever attempted to achieve something in a life that hasn't arrived at those challenges. When you understand that those challenges are there for a purpose. And I believe the purpose of the challenges to sway you, to go back to not keeping on, is the reward of achieving, and that's what makes achieving so rewarding and worthwhile. Nobody said it was going to be easy. It's far from easy. And so is women when they give childbirth. That's not easy. Like, struggle and pain is a normal part of living. If we can't come to understanding that and be comfortable in that and take the hits in life, then it might be hard for people to achieve what they would love in a life. The other thing is that comes to mind is having the motivation to keep going. It's hard when those setbacks happen and we start losing that motivation to keep trying and trying. And what I've done over the years as far as motivation, I've made sure that I've kept myself motivated to do, like go to the gym all my life. And I was thinking down at the gym this morning, I must be the oldest person in that gym, because I can remember started going to that particular gym where I'm going to at the moment in 2003 when it first opened. And I was looking around there today, and I was thinking, is there any heads here that are still around from those days? And I couldn't see any, but there could be. But going to the gym, staying motivated, and that's given me like a benchmark and a barometer to measure myself against motivation in my life. And the other thing that I've used as a motivating factor, irrespectively, as I said, of creating dreams, but to teach myself to keep going. And to keep going when I don't want to do it. There's been plenty of times that I haven't wanted to go to the gym, and I heard a good saying years ago, do the things you don't want to do, and I've held on to that. Like if we just do the things that we feel comfortable with and we want to do, how are you going to get beyond that? Like how do you go to another level? You might just stay mundane in a life and get to the end of it and go, well, what was that all about? Or maybe not. Maybe get to the end of it and be content with your lot. I'm talking about the process of what I've done to achieve goals, but that doesn't mean that, I'm not here saying that my way is the only way to do things, because it's not. The other thing that I've used as a motivating factor is, keeping my surroundings clean and keeping my house clean and making my bed in the morning and staying structured. That's helped me a great deal, because there's a lot of times I don't want to do things in my house, and there's a lot of times I don't want to clean, and there's a lot of times I don't want to make the bed. But do the things I don't want to do, keep doing the things I don't want to do. And interesting enough for me, when I've kept doing the things that I haven't wanted to do, I've got fit at doing that. And it's pretty much like going to the gym and building your muscles and building your cardio fitness. The more I've done things that that requires resistance, and this stuff does require resistance, and it's overcoming that resistance. The more I've gotten used to doing it. Practice, it appears, does create some kind of perfection in preparing yourself for whatever you want to do in your life. And you can prepare yourself for things you don't like, drinking too much, and get used to doing that. Your immune system and builds up, and that one drink doesn't affect you anymore, and you need two, and you need three, and you need four. And the same as taking drugs. At first you start off with a little bit, and a little bit does the job, but after a period of time you need more, and you need more, and you need more. Well, that's the same as getting fit with motivation. If you keep doing the little things day in, day out, you're going to get fit at it. So, motivation, persistence, and, there's an element in there of determination also. What are we determined to do? Well, we're determined as little kids to get up and walk, irrespectively. When we try the first time as babies, we fall over, but we jump back up again and we have another go. That's an inbred natural occurrence that we are designed to get up and stand up and go. We're determined to do that. I've been determined to do a lot of things. I've been determined to be good at, football over the years, and I've trained a lot to be good at that. I was determined to learn how to box years ago, and I was never no superstar in the ring. I didn't fight as an amateur or professional, but I could hold my own, and I liked the fitness. And I used to practice different moves and, on my weaknesses, and different hands, and, different positions and different combinations. And, I learnt those combinations through that training. But, there was an element of determination in there that pushed me to train to do that. So those three factors are three factors that I believe that every single human has got, and you do use that in your life as it is now. Getting out of bed, it's a form of moving. Going to work, it's a form of moving. Even not going to work, even if you don't work, you'll do something. Going to the pub is a form of moving. We're determined to do something. And as humans, we can be attracted to things because of that desire in us that we want and that we like, and not everything that we want or like is good for us. But what is good for us is achieving. I think we all feel good about ourselves when we can achieve things that we have felt within our soul that we want to do, and that's important, and that's in goals, and if we're not working towards that kind of stuff, then what are we doing? If we're not having a go at something, like what are we doing? I suppose you can become a monk and just find that spiritual space within yourself and meditate and that's all good. But it takes an effort to do that too. To get silent and at peace, you don't arrive at that straight away. It took Buddha years and years and years to master that. It took Jesus, 30-something years before he found his peace. And there's been other, great sages, and, the Indians, they talk about how long it takes to arrive at that point. Where that point is, it takes effort, especially coming out of a world that's been busy in your head and in your heart. So everything takes an effort to achieve, and it doesn't matter on what level your dream is to achieve. It is going to take that kind of an effort. So there's nothing that you can't do. Like the way I achieved my dreams in my life is that I had to give up things from the past. And sometimes the bad things, and for me, my past was bad. So it wasn't hard to give that up. And that's the beauty of struggle in one's life. Hopefully people will get sick of that struggle. They'll get sick of it that much, they'll want to change. And that's the blessing of struggle. It's easy to look at struggle and look at challenges as all too hard. But there's an ingredient in the struggle that, if taken, can lead a person to a higher ground and to closer to what they feel is their purpose in this world. So it's all there, and persistence and the determination. We've all got it in us to plug into, to take our life down a different road. You've just got to have had enough of what you were doing, or maybe something's going to happen to you where you understand what you've been doing has not allowed you to reach the goal because you've been unaware of how you've given up, and hopefully either through what I say or what other people say or whoever comes past your life, and you get something that it improves your life if you want that. If you want a life that is better, or if you don't want a life that is better, maybe your life is better now, and that's great. But if you're still watching me after how long I've been on here, maybe you do want something better, and that's a good thing. If you can, if you think I'm worth a like, whack a like down there on YouTube. That helps the goals and what I'm trying to achieve. And if you think any of this is worth a comment, don't be shy. Say what you think and feel, because feedback's good and dialogue's great. It helps me, and it helps to improve if it's something that you don't like or you do like. And I've also got a book out, and I cover all this stuff interwoven with a funny story, www.kinghitbook.com. And have a great Tuesday, and just remember, persistence and determination is really important with vision to achieve your goals, and you can do it. Anyone can do it. Have a good day.